now it's time to look at Creep by Radiohead. Sit back and relax. I will play the tune, and I'm actually going to kind of figure it out on the spot. So it's not going to have like, I wouldn't call this performance ready, but I want to show you guys how I'm going to hunt for the melody. Because I was playing around, I was finding something earlier. Let's see. Okay. What happens here? Oh. Okay, that's one way to do it. See what else happens. Okay, feel pretty good about that. All right, so let's head to the whiteboard and make some sense of Creep by Radiohead in G major. So G major, let's get a little practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't care how well you know the G major, it never hurts to do it again. So we got whole step, half, whole step, half. G, whole step to A, whole step to B, half step to C, whole step to D, whole step to E, whole step to F sharp, half step to G. So, assuming you know your Music Theory 101, normally this would be a major 1, a minor 2, a minor 3. This is just what happens when you start stacking notes in the chords, stacking notes in the scale. You would arrive at these chords. But we got to get to Creep, so we got to start there. I should have said, here's the tab. Let's get a glance at it. So you can see I kept it really simple because I just basically want you to know the tune. G, B, C, C minor. The song really, I think he plays a B7, but to do what I want to do with the song, I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. 3-note chords, G major, B major, C minor. If you really understand those, you'll have no trouble adding B7, C minor 7, C major 7, and that will you'll see that we will do all that. But ultimately, I just want to give you this cool blank canvas that you can come up with your own stuff with. So now, back to the whiteboard. We're in the key of G major. So as you noticed, I was saying these would be minors. This would be diminished. These are just different ways of writing the same thing. A minor like that, or just a lowercase Roman numeral. But now notice Creep goes like this: G, B, C, C minor. So right off the bat, this is going to be a major 1, a major 3, a major 4 to a minor 4. Right there. And we could get way into where those chords are coming from. Those are called borrowed chords. Because there's no like particular mode that has all that in it. G, B major, C major, and C minor. Or if there is, let me know. But ultimately, to get through the song, you just need to know how to build your major scale and then make those couple alterations. Can you make your third chord major, and do you know what notes would be in that? Then you're good. If you get to that major 3, you're only a half step away from the major 4, and then can you turn that major 4 into a minor 4? So now let's talk about chord building a little bit, and that will, actually no, I don't want to do the chord building. I don't want to do that. I'll do a separate video on that. But because I really want to get into this, am I all over the place? Let's see. I'm just going to give you I already gave you these. So here, let's just look at this. You're just going to have to take my word for it that those are the notes in the chords. And then later, we'll head back to the whiteboard so that we can do that concept where I have a drone going and I show you how you could play in G major and just alter a little bit to get through those chord changes. So let me recap. G is G, B, D. Those are the 3 notes in a G chord. B major is B, D sharp, F sharp. So I don't have the writing ability on this one. It's just a screenshot. I apologize. But I wanted to say, just kind of look at what notes are in common as you move through the chords. The G chord to the B chord, they both have a B in it. B to C, nothing in common because every single note moves up a half step. And then C to C minor, a lot in common. There's only one change. You just flat the third, as they say, which would be the E. So that's how you get that. So grab your guitar. Now actually I like this too because making it a B major kind of forces you to know that a B7 is a type of major chord, which I think a lot of people forget about. And that it's the major aspect that you really need. The 7 is just the icing on the cake, but you need a major chord right there. A major 3. In the key of G, the major 3 is B, and then a half step to the major 4 is C, minor 4 is C minor to G. So there's your level 1 way to do it. Basically, a major chord is the first note, the third note, and the fifth note of its scale. So G, B, D. The G is the first note, B is the third note, D is the fifth note. When you get to a B chord, you need to know your B scale. B is the first note, C sharp's the second note, D sharp's the third note. It's right there. F sharp is the fifth note. So I could go G, B, D, G, B, D, B, D sharp, F sharp. Everything goes up a half step, C, E, G, C, E, G. Now we got to flat that third to make a C minor. That's kind of advanced. Maybe let's look at that. Okay, so let's zoom in there. Right there, I'll show you, this is what you need for chord building. G, B, D. Doesn't matter where you play that, it's going to be a G chord. B, D sharp, F sharp. You can see that's the closest F sharp we got. It's really all we got down here. B, D sharp, F sharp. C, E, G. That's a C chord. And then look, this is why you can't play it as an open chord. I guess that's not why. Because I should talk about that C minor a little bit. C, E flat, G. That is a C minor. You're good right there. However, you have to be able to resist the pick going like this. Awful. So usually when you're playing guitar, you don't have time to like restrict or even want to. It's like almost impossible not to hit that B string. And you'd have to really want that note. But maybe you don't. You just want a C minor. So I will say, sometimes I'll do this. C, E flat, open G, and then I'll hit a C like that. And look at how annoying that is though. I don't even know like why I do it sometimes. But point being, even then I'm still hanging my finger to kill this note because I do not want this open E. So point being, this is why we don't have an open C minor chord. You have to be able to play an E flat, and that open high E is giving me problems. So, one more time, G, B, D, B, D sharp, F sharp, C, E, G, and C, E flat, G. There's the chord building. Okay, Now, I know you're itching to get to that melody. Let's get to it. So let's do it. Let's run through it once with the melody, and I'll show you how I'm kind of finding my way up the neck. And then you'll basically, by me narrating it, you'll see how the melody morphs and resolves into the chords. So let's do that, and then I will save time where I want to do that scale exercise. Here we go. So the melody goes G, so I hit like an open G. So right off the bat, it's going to end with G, D. We found that. So it goes G, A, G, F sharp, because we're in the key of G, G, D. And now listen, my pinky's here because I can feel it wants to go to that F sharp. A, G, G, F sharp, and B. See right there? So even though I only have 2 notes, it's enough to really feel the song. That's really all I can do at that point. My hand's tied up. A, G, F sharp, G to E. So you see how it lands into that C chord, C, G. There's your E. So I promise you the melody is not going to have an E in it because we're headed to a C minor. Same. So you can see right there's no E. It's just A, G, F sharp, G. They use that all over the place. So right here is where an example where I might do something like this to convey a C minor. I might go. That's what I do. I'll give you that. I do play this C, E flat, and G, but I don't do it as a strum. I would just go, because I know I'm dealing with like some really dangerous territory here if I hit that high E. So I'll just go like that. Now let's make our way to the chorus. G, B, B. G, B. Now here's where there was a big move and I didn't get it at first. I think it goes B, F sharp, E, D sharp. Think about how we're in the key of G, but how it's moving through a B major. So it's going to have D sharp. That's the only note that's not in the key of G. That E is good, because remember, we haven't gotten to the part of the song where there's like an E flat in it. So watch this. You go B. What was it? It was G, B, B, G, B. Check this out. I think he just does that actually. B, E, D sharp. And you see how it sets me up for that B right there? Now check this out. This is advanced. I like to do this. B, B, C. Because he goes, what the hell am I doing here? So see how it's B, C, and A? But I like to hit the B here and the C like that just to really make it kind of spooky. Okay, put an E there because we're playing a C chord. So let me zoom in on that a little bit. Here we got. Here's the chorus. G, B, B. B, E, N. Now check it out. What the hell am I doing? And then there's a B in the melody. So it's really a C major 7. C with a B, that's a C major 7. Now check it out. Here's the only time you need a B flat. Right there, that B flat. And check it out. To be able to hit that, I want a C minor, so I could use this guy. C, E flat, C minor 7, if I put that B flat on there. So we made it pretty far into that melody. Check this out. So the chorus. C major 7, C minor 7, let's keep it going, D, C. So right here, check this out. I am leaning my middle finger way down because this is an open D string. It's not the worst note, but I don't want it. I definitely don't want an E. I can't play that E flat, so I'm just gonna kill that string. C, dead right there, open G, and C, and that allows me to go. Now we made it to that high part of the song. Da, G. Okay, rest for a second. That was a lot of info. But underneath it all, remember, I just want you to know the notes in your chords. G major, G, B, D, B major, B, D sharp, F sharp, C major, C, E, G, and C minor, C, E flat, G. I guess I do owe you guys a little more of an explanation on that chord building, because I said at the top that I would talk about why we call it a D sharp or an E flat, and they're right there. That's the exact same note, so we might as well just hit that whiteboard for a second, and then we'll get to that scale idea that I had. Okay, so G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll give you the formula: whole step, half, whole step, half. Here's G. G, B, D. No, I'm doing the dang chord. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. Here's my idea. Now I'm just going to do each scale. And then we'll reverse engineer it. B, whole step to C sharp, whole step to D sharp, half step to E, whole step to F sharp, whole step to G sharp, whole step to A sharp, half step back to B. Okay, now we're going to do the C scale. C, whole step to D, whole step to E, half step to F, whole step to G, whole step to A, whole step to B, half step to C. And lastly, that's all you need. That's all we need for right now, actually. We don't need to do the C minor scale. So what is the G chord made out of? G, B, D, first note, third note, and fifth note of the G scale. B is made of B, D sharp, F sharp, first note, third note, and fifth note of its scale. The C chord, C, E, G, is made of the first note, the third note, and the fifth note of its scale. And then through your own power of deduction, I think is the word, you could figure out what a minor chord is. If major is 1, 3, 5, and we see that the 3 in the C scale is E, and then we see up here, right here, that a C minor chord, accepting that's what it is C, E flat, and G. You can see the way to make a minor chord is flat the third, 1, flat 3, 5. So notice that's why we call this an E flat when we're talking about a C minor, because we're flatting that note, E. And the reason this note right here is the same pitch as this but not called that is because the third note in B is D sharp. B, whole step to C sharp, whole step to D sharp. Hope that helps you. Okay, there's your chord building. Now, the most advanced part. Can we play? So I gave you guys an idea of how to play the melody down here. I showed you in my warm-up thing, I made it all the way up here. Why don't I just play that real quick? Hey, Josh from Broadcast Guitar here. Hope you've been digging these videos. This is just the tip of the iceberg. If you'd like to access the full-length lessons, get the handwritten tabs, or better yet, participate in my live weekly classes, Q&A sessions, and special guest interviews, head on over to Broadcast Guitar's Patreon and start your free trial today. I look forward to working on some music with you.